Have you ever wondered what sets some people apart? What makes them feel destined for something greater? It's easy to look at the lives of others and think, what makes them different? We often assume that greatness, that divine calling, comes with fame or wealth or some outwardly visible sign of success. But the truth is, being chosen is not about what can be seen with the eyes. It's about something much deeper, something that transcends the material world. It's a mark within you, placed by the divine, that pushes you toward purpose, toward a life that goes beyond simple existence. Today, we're going to explore that mark, that sign that shows you've been chosen for something bigger. But let me be clear, this is not about special privilege. This is not about being above anyone else. It's about awakening to the life you've been called to live, to rise above the everyday struggles, and to walk a path of integrity, hope, and love. So what is this mark? What is the sign that you are one of the chosen? I'm going to walk you through it slowly, step by step. I want you to feel this truth in your soul, because when it hits, when you understand this, it will change everything. So sit back, lean in, and let's begin the journey. I promise you, this isn't just about words on a screen. This is about something you've already felt inside. The stirrings, the doubts, the questions, they're all leading you to this moment, this revelation. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Section 1, the ordinary life. Before we get to the divine calling, let's take a moment to examine where most people start, the ordinary life. Now, don't confuse ordinary with unimportant. Many people live within this realm, simply existing day after day. And while that might sound harsh, I don't mean it as a judgment. I'm speaking to the mindset that many fall into, where life is about surviving rather than thriving. The ordinary life is where the world's concerns take center stage. People get caught up in the endless cycles of their jobs, their bills, their responsibilities, and the rush of modern living. They wake up, go through the motions, and come home. There's no real passion, no spark to their existence beyond what's necessary. The dreams they once had of making a difference seem distant, and slowly, those dreams are replaced by the pressing need for comfort and security. The ordinary life isn't inherently bad. It's just a space where many lose touch with the deeper meaning of life. It's not about ignoring life's problems or avoiding challenges. It's about the mindset that no matter how hard you work, no matter how hard you try, the cycle repeats. The struggle becomes the focus. Dreams fade into memories, and hope starts to feel like a distant idea, not a guiding force. There's a lack of fulfillment in this existence, an aching emptiness that some cover up with distractions, whether it's the next piece of entertainment, a temporary comfort, or even self-destructive habits. People are so busy keeping up with life's demands that they lose sight of the bigger picture. The real beauty of life, the depth of purpose, is buried beneath layers of routine. This mindset, this existence, might feel comfortable, but it's hollow. And perhaps, for many, the idea of being chosen feels impossible in such a world. Why dream when survival feels like the main task? But this is where the chosen ones emerge. Section 2, the moment of awakening. But then something shifts. Maybe it's gradual, or maybe it's sudden, but one day you feel it. An awakening, a stirring deep within. It's as if something within you refuses to settle into the ordinary. Your soul starts to ache for more, to yearn for meaning beyond the mundane. It's not just a desire for wealth or fame, as many might assume, but something deeper. An insatiable thirst for truth, for connection, for purpose. You begin to see the cracks in the ordinary life and realize there's more to this world than what meets the eye. You start to ask questions that go beyond the surface. Why am I here? What is my purpose? How can I make a difference? This is the moment when you start to sense that you are different, that you don't fit into the mold that the world has cast for you. The ordinary life doesn't satisfy you anymore. In fact, it feels restrictive, like a cage keeping you from the true beauty and potential that lies within you. And in this moment, when the veil is lifted, you realize that there is a higher calling, a purpose that extends beyond just surviving. This is when the chosen ones feel their lives start to resonate with a new, deeper meaning. You might feel isolated during this period. The people around you might not understand what's happening. They may continue on in their ordinary lives while you're struggling to break free from the limitations that have held you back. It's not that you think you're better than anyone. It's just that your heart refuses to ignore the deeper calling. You realize that your life has a higher purpose, one that involves not just surviving, but living with intention, living for something greater than yourself. This awakening can be frightening because it often requires letting go of old comforts, of stepping into the unknown. It might involve pain, loss, or discomfort as you leave behind familiar habits and beliefs that no longer serve you. Yet in this discomfort, in this uncertainty, is where you begin to truly live. This is the moment of transformation, when the seeds of your calling begin to sprout. Section 3. The Chosen Mark. What makes someone chosen isn't necessarily what you might expect. It's not about outward success, nor is it about having all the answers. It's not about being perfect or flawless in your actions or thoughts. It's about the unwavering hope inside you that refuses to die, no matter the circumstances. You see, the mark of the chosen is this. It's an unbreakable faith, a relentless belief in what is good and right, even when everything around you seems to crumble. This is what sets you apart from those who accept the ordinary life, the belief that goodness still has a place in the world, even when it feels like darkness is winning. The chosen ones continue to believe, to hope, and to love, even when faced with the harshest trials. This belief isn't just a fleeting thought. It's something that resides deep within you. It's the spark that keeps you moving forward, even when everything inside you screams to give up. It's the quiet whisper in your soul that tells you that the fight is worth it, that love and hope will triumph in the end, no matter how hard it gets. The chosen ones aren't immune to pain or hardship. In fact, they often face some of the greatest struggles. But what sets them apart is their refusal to give in to despair. They may stumble, they may fall, but they rise again. Their faith may waver, their hope may be tested, but they continue to stand firm. It's this resilience, this commitment to living by goodness, even when the world doesn't seem to care, that makes them different. And it's this mark that you carry within you, even if you don't fully realize it yet. You might have days where you question your faith or your purpose, where everything feels uncertain. But deep down, you know that something inside you won't let you go. That spark of hope, that inner light, it refuses to be extinguished. This is the sign that you are chosen. Section 4. Embracing the struggle. For those who are chosen, the journey is never easy. There will be moments of darkness, times when it feels like the weight of the world is too much to bear. But the beauty of being chosen is that these struggles aren't pointless. Every hardship is a lesson, every trial a step toward growth. The path isn't always smooth, but it leads to something far more meaningful than the ordinary life could ever provide. It's during these moments of struggle that your faith is refined, your strength tested, and your purpose revealed. You might be tempted to give up, to retreat into safety and comfort, but deep down you know that's not the path you're meant to walk. The challenges you face are the crucible in which your soul is shaped, in which your true calling is forged. And it's in these moments, when it feels like everything is falling apart, that you learn the true power of hope. It's not a vague wish or a fleeting thought. Hope is a force, a steady anchor that holds you when everything else seems to drift away. Even when you're shaken to your core, you hold on to hope. You choose to believe that there is something greater than your circumstances, something that will carry you through. This struggle is part of your story, part of what makes you different. The chosen ones don't back down from adversity. They face it head-on, knowing that on the other side of every challenge is growth, strength, and a deeper understanding of their purpose. Section 5. The connection with the divine. As the chosen ones walk their path, one of the most powerful elements that sustains them is their relationship with the divine. It's not always a clear, loud voice or a dramatic sign. Sometimes it's a quiet presence, a subtle whisper that guides them when they don't know where to turn. But despite the challenges, despite the uncertainties, they know that they are not alone. They are connected to something greater than themselves, something that fills them with strength and purpose. This connection is the wellspring of their hope. It's the source of their ability to keep going, even when everything else seems bleak. When the world pushes them down, when they face loss or disappointment, they return to this connection. It's the reminder that they are not defined by their circumstances, that they are part of a much larger story, one that is being written with purpose, love, and hope. But what does this connection really look like? It's different for each person. For some, it's moments of deep prayer or meditation, when they feel the divine presence wrapping around them like a blanket. For others, it's a quiet knowing, a sense of peace that comes even in the middle of the storm. But no matter the form, this connection provides a steady anchor in times of uncertainty. And yet, there's a paradox here. While the divine connection brings peace and guidance, it doesn't always remove the struggle. In fact, the chosen ones may find themselves walking through the darkest valleys, feeling abandoned at times, or questioning why they are enduring certain trials. But this is where their relationship with the divine becomes even more powerful. It's in these moments of doubt, when they feel most alone, that they learn to rely on something deeper than themselves. They find a strength in surrender, in trusting that the divine is with them, even when they can't see or feel it. It's a relationship built on faith, not certainty. It's a journey that requires vulnerability and trust, but it's also a journey that leads to profound transformation, as they learn to walk through life with a deep, unshakable belief that there is more to this world than what we see. Section 6, the power of unyielding hope. One of the most remarkable qualities of the chosen ones is their unyielding hope. In a world that often seems driven by cynicism and despair, they hold on to the belief that good will always triumph, no matter how dark the world may seem. This hope isn't a naive optimism. It's a deep-rooted belief that transcends circumstances. It's a hope that remains steadfast, even when everything around them seems to be falling apart. It's easy to give in to despair. The world can be overwhelming, filled with pain, suffering, and brokenness. But the chosen ones refuse to let the darkness define them. They refuse to be consumed by the hopelessness that surrounds them. Instead, they choose to believe that there is always something to be hopeful for, even when it feels like all is lost. This doesn't mean they ignore their pain. They feel it deeply, just like anyone else. But even in the midst of their pain, they hold on to hope. They believe in the power of love, in the strength of kindness, in the possibility of transformation. They know that their struggles are not in vain, that every trial is shaping them into the person they were always meant to be. And this hope is contagious. It's the kind of hope that draws others in, that inspires those around them to believe too. When others see the unyielding hope in the chosen ones, it serves as a light in their own darkness. It reminds them that there is always a reason to keep going, always a reason to hope. Section 7, the call to serve others. An essential part of being chosen is the deep desire to help others, even when you're facing your own battles. The chosen ones are not self-centered. They are not focused solely on their own needs, but rather they extend a hand to those who are suffering, even when they themselves are hurting. There's a profound sense of empathy that drives them, a deep understanding of what it means to struggle, and the desire to alleviate that pain in others. This isn't always easy. In fact, it can be exhausting. It requires sacrifice, sometimes at great personal cost. But for the chosen ones, it's not a burden, it's a calling. They know that their purpose is not just to survive, but to serve. They understand that through their acts of kindness, their willingness to listen, and their compassion, they are making the world a better place, even in small ways. The chosen ones are often the ones who show up when no one else will, who offer help even when they have little to give. They're the ones who see the pain in others and don't turn away. They are the quiet heroes, the ones who embody the idea that love is the greatest force in the universe, and that by loving others, they are fulfilling their higher calling. It's through this service that the chosen ones find meaning in their struggles. They may be enduring their own pain, but when they help others, they find healing. There's a unique kind of joy that comes from serving, a joy that transcends circumstances and fills the soul with a sense of fulfillment that nothing else can. Section 8, the ripple effect of faith. The impact of a chosen one is often far-reaching, even if they don't always see it. Their faith, their hope, and their goodness ripple out into the world, touching lives in ways they may never fully understand. Every act of kindness, every moment of service, every time they stand firm in their beliefs, despite the pressure to give up, these moments create waves of change that extend beyond their immediate circle. The ripple effect of a chosen life is powerful. It's like a stone thrown into a pond, sending out waves that continue to grow, touching others in ways that the chosen one may never see. When you live with integrity, when you live with hope and goodness, you create a legacy of light that endures long after you're gone. And sometimes it's in the most unexpected ways that these ripples are felt. A kind word, a gesture of love, or an act of courage can set off a chain of events that transforms lives. The chosen ones may never know the full extent of their impact, but they trust that their faithfulness will bear fruit in ways that align with God's plan.